What it do? It's your boy A-Tone.
It's your boy Tone Capone.
Back at it again like we never left.
Ain't went nowhere.
All day. How your day been?
Man, it's been great. It's been groovy. It's been just
yeah. All day. That means it's good when the motherfucker say yeah, you ain't got words for it. What's going on, Miss B? How you be?
I am fantastic.
All right, what we got going on today?
Today's episode is exploring your inner self.
Do you get tickets for it? How do you get to your inner self?
You got time. My inner self pretty big, so it's okay.
You know okay, we Jocko Stone it today. Okay, what we got? Feel it?
Okay.
What we got?
All right. What was the last self-improvement book that you read?
Damn, self-improvement book.
Never read no self-improvement book.
My last one probably would have been, what was it? So a Man Thinketh. I think that was the last one. So a Man Thinketh.
Okay.
Or no, it could have been So a Man Thinketh, Think and Grow Rich. I'll be reading all kind of stuff. Oh, and hold on, my last one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sorry, I forgot. Master Key System. I forgot. Wow. This, that's it. That's my last one. What'd you say yours was?
I think it was an Archie comic book. I like Archie comic book. I like X-Men. I like Spider-Man too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I use that. The only book that, and I would not even lie and say that I read it all the time now, but growing up, of course, the Bible. I still read the Bible.
Oh, yeah, that's.
You know what I'm saying? But that's as far as a book, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I be reading comic books and everything. Everything I be trying to learn, I learned from Gizmo. Gizmo, he's pretty smart. He pretty smart.
Who the hell is Gizmo?
Yo.
Oh, I thought you talking about the motherfucking the what's them things called?
Oh, Gremlins.
The Gremlins. You on some bullshit. Like, nah, Gizmo.
Okay. That's why when we go out, I be like, man, make sure you got your umbrella, because if you get wet, you start producing.
You on some bullshit, dog. For real.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. What else you got? What else you got?
So, Tone, a lot of people are into audio books now that you can kind of listen in the car. I don't have to physically, read in the car to make it easier to hear stuff. So I haven't done it myself, but I know a lot of people are into that. So
Yeah, audiobooks is good. But okay, what else you got?
She's talking.
I was just on you. Sorry. I was on the motherfucking couch too. So what's that?
Do you guys know what your purpose in life is?
No, mine. No, I ask my heavenly Father that all the time. Not trying to go back to certain things, but when I came through, like I said, when I came through this sickness, and COVID stuff, I asked God, whatever it is you want me to do, because it's obviously something you want me to do, just show me, because I'm yours. You're my creator, my provider, my everything. And to this point right now, seriously, I don't know what it is, but I can say this right here, not just saying it because of what we're doing. It could be this, but I don't know exactly what it is right now. But in my heart, my thing right now is I just want to take care of my family and, try to keep us moving forward.
That's a good one. Even and then you hit that good when you said with God, because purpose in life is really to praise God, and everything after that comes with it for you doing that. So if you're already praising God, that is your purpose. Everything else is the blessing off of that purpose. You know what I mean? So with me, my mind was always chase the dream, chase this. You know what I mean? Especially when I was doing music, man. I chased music to the point that I would get sick because I was trying to figure out what it was. And the moment I stopped trying to figure it out, that's when life started to happen. The moment, like I say, there's a saying that goes, the moment you start, you really stop. And the moment you stop, you really start. So when you stop trying to do it and take the word I out of it, You know what I mean? Then you know it's a bigger purpose than you. You know who you're doing it for.
And it's so weird though when you think about it. Like I say, that is really what I've said since I came home. You know what I'm saying? It's like I truly don't know what my purpose is. Like I used to be one of those that, at times, take shortcuts, this, that, and other. I tried to just change my life around when it comes to a lot of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to, I feel like, I didn't feel like he did. He gave me a second chance. And so I feel like it was something that I was supposed to be doing, and I don't know what it is, and I really don't. They always say you seek and you'll find.
But here goes the thing: you're right on what you said, though, because here goes the thing: your purpose is always what don't feel like work. Mm-hmm. So if this is what you love to do,
yeah, and I do.
Okay, so it's not work. Right. So that's when you know you're living in your purpose. Because the moment when it's work, you're not living in your purpose.
And I've been doing this from the day since we started. Right. This. I tell you that all the time. I look forward to this.
Well, then
and it makes me happy.
Right. So that's living in your purpose.
So it's cool. And just trying to be honest and say how I feel, not trying to offend anybody, but like we always say, this is how I feel, and right. I have a right to say how I feel.
Right. You don't have to agree with what everybody else say or go with
the flow,
the status quo, right. What everybody doing off the, how motors be on off the conveyor belt style of life that everybody do.
Point blank trying to do what the Joneses do. Ain't got time for that.
Exactly. But yeah, your purpose is doing whatever you love to do, and it don't feel like work. Right. Okay. What else you got?
Okay. What can you do with little or no effort? In other words, what is your gift?
I can write. It's okay. Now I've often said that I can't just go and I just can't go and just write. But it's like, to me, I feel like that's my gift. I can put words, I can write stuff down, and you'd be like, "Oh, you didn't do that." You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people do know that I can't do that. But yeah, I just feel like that's one of the things. One of the things that I feel like is a gift to me. You know what I'm saying? But any gift, if you don't use it, you lose it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's one of the things I do.
I think God gives you a whole bunch of gifts. It's kind of like it's kind of like the part in the Bible where he say, "I gave you talents." Mm-hmm. I gave him 3. I gave him 2. I gave him 1. Well, in modern day times, it will be your talent. Whether you write, whether you did. Back then, it was money. Now it's what talent you got. Mm-hmm. So I always look at it like with talents, you can have 1,000 talents, but the thing is, what are you really good at? What are you the best at? With me, I always felt like my talent was, even though I do music and do stuff like that, it was always to just have a canny ability to try to help people. You know what I mean? I just want to see people be successful. I hate to see people that had feelings like I had, that when you're feeling despair and how I'm gonna do this and man, you know what I mean? I just hate seeing people in that. So if it's something that I went through and it'll help somebody else, I'm quick to tell them. Or if it's something that I'm doing that I can make profit from, I'm gonna tell, hey, dude, you can do this to make money. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. That's always been mine. It's just to see people just elevate. You know what I mean?
A lot of times when you're on the outside, you can see better than that person is doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I can honestly say, as far as one of the things, I know that's one of your things. Because you're one of those people that give. You give. You don't ask for nothing in return. And honestly, not being funny, but I don't even need you to respond to that because I'm just telling you what I know.
Right.
And I've been around you, and I know. You never ask for nothing, and you just constantly give. And I always felt like this right here, and I say this to everybody. That's how you get your blessings. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to give it to them because my blessings are going to come from above anyway.
There it is. That's what it is.
Okay, now, my turn. What you got?
Real.
All right. Women prioritize things like getting their nails and their hair done, getting massages, hanging out with their girlfriends, just doing things to relax. Uh-huh. What things do you prioritize in your life?
Usually on Saturday, I always try to look forward to drinking me some Jack Daniel. I try to make a priority to make sure I do it.
Damn. Okay. I'm just saying. Right? Yeah, she asked the question, you giving an answer.
Hey, I have a show. That me and my brother do on Saturdays, and we try to make sure that everybody's happy. We try to put out that so everybody can enjoy what we're doing. And one of the things that we do in the process is we love cigars and we drink Jack. So that's one of the things we do. Well, it's one of the things I do. I'm not going to speak for him, but
pause.
You know what I'm talking about.
Say drink Jack. I don't know what Jack. No, just what's the question again?
What is something that you do to prioritize in your life, or what do you prioritize?
My thing is always pretty much the same thing. I try to prioritize being real with myself, being real with people, treating people how I want to be treated. You know what I mean? Look out for people if you're able to. You know what I mean? Try to bring joy to somebody's life outside of your own. I could be feeling sad, but you wouldn't have no idea about it because I'm still gonna be looking out for how somebody else is. Right. You see what I mean? Because no matter what my scenario is, I already know how me and God rocking. So when I'm doing what I'm doing, I want them to see like, dude, I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is not a joke when I say when you manifest something, when you really believe in something and have faith in something, it can happen. You just can't have no doubt about it. And that's the point. So that's more of my part. I don't really worry a lot about me. I'm not a big, if you even know, I'm not a person that when it comes to stuff, I want to see everybody. If I say I'm getting some money, the first thing I always say is what I can do for somebody else. You know what I mean? And that's just always been me because I always hated the feeling of lacking, of having lack of. And anybody who had that feeling of lack of is not a good feeling. Because you're at a crossroads between do I want to live or do I want it? Because it gets that deep sometimes. So that's pretty much my part. I always try to make people, feel good. You know what I mean? And know it's better. It get better.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So your priority is basically helping people, being there, advising, listening.
I'll give you even a better scenario. I learned something very valuable when my daughter passed away. I learned that you don't have to commit a sin to die. She wasn't here long enough to commit a sin. So when God called you, He called you. It ain't because of something you did. You see what I mean? So with that being said, you always supposed to try to make sure your brother or whoever around you that's in your tight knit circle that everybody is good. You know what I mean? That selfish aspect of anybody, no, it don't work. You know what I mean? It don't work. My joy comes from seeing other people happy now. I used to be chasing this. Let me chase this money. Let me chase this. And I still never was happy with it. But I get happiness seeing other people happy.
You know the weird part about that?
What?
And then, how do you be saying it when you be saying like the pause thing? You think about this right here. Everything happens for a reason. God made people into your life for a reason. And you think about baby girl. I always go back to this. You think about baby girl's name. You think about your big brother. You ain't know me from Adam. But then, you know what I'm saying? It's like same name. And we just bonded.
Right.
We bonded. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
that's fact.
It just goes back to me. I feel like everything happens for a reason.
And he thought I was lying.
I had no idea. I really did. Not to the point where I pulled my driver's license out. It showed in my name because neither one of us really realized that. And then when he showed me, I'm like, wow.
Right.
That just tripped me. It tripped me out. So yeah.
Okay. Do you feel that you're approachable?
Approachable. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. You wanna go?
Yeah, I feel like Antonio is approachable. He really is. Tone ain't too much. Tone don't give a shit. Tone got professional. We really don't, especially if you coming at me sideways. And then most of the people, seriously, when people see me for the first time, they always say that I'm frowning. Yeah. Like I look like I'm mad. But I'm not mad at all. I guess it's just my expression, but
I used to be that.
So it's like
I used to be that because people have a preconceived notion of who the hell you are.
Especially when you're a big old 300-pound guy, you walk around and you're like,
that's the same thing. Like people think that you can't approach me and you can't. It used to be a time where I didn't smile, I didn't do none of that. I used to be like, nigga, I always looked at you like you had an angle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I realized, like, after a while, I didn't even know I was frowning.
Well, see, I didn't either. That's
what I'm saying. Be like this. Why you frown? I said, who frowning? And I'm frowning while I'm saying who frowning.
But the funny part about that with me is that, like, you can walk up to me and you be like, hey, what's up? And the first thing I do is like, hey, how you doing? I smile, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say I guess it's just the way I look.
Yeah, but the thing is, once you break down that part of life and you become approachable, you're able to network with a lot of more people. Because most people ain't gonna come up to you if they feel they're afraid of you and all these different things. Because they already got this notion that this motherfucker 250 pounds, 260, like he ain't trying to talk to nobody. Right?
260.
Oh, yeah.
I weigh 260.
Don't down my shit.
I weigh 260.
Anyway, but yeah, what else was it? See, you always trying to do some bullshit. What else you got?
I said when I said that, I'm like, damn.
I ain't fucking with you. Cheers.
Indeed. That didn't feel right, bro.
Yeah, you need some glass.
So,
That felt like the motherfucker had a motherfucker.
That felt like we just toasted with Tupperware.
What's up? Done, you know what I mean?
That was a Tupperware bowl. What the hell?
What is one of your pet peeves?
Liars. I don't want you to be around because you don't tell me nothing just because you want to tell me that. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that from you too. You know what I'm saying? Just be 100. Just say what it is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I respect you more if you just tell me what it is.
Exactly.
And then so that's one of mine.
Yeah, mine too. One of my pet peeves is this. It's like you don't ever say what a person want to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all go through life. Shit happens. You know what I mean? But the only way it bothers you is if you know what you said wasn't 100. You see what I mean? I don't have to worry about if you said it or not because it's gonna bother you by yourself. Right. But be 100. We cool. It's no. I put you like with friendships and all kind of shit. It's like I'm so trying to get motherfuckers out of their scenario. It's like why if even with the other situation, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, we ain't got a lot of kicking.
Nope.
Just say what's what. Just know. Remember, when you ask God for something and it happened for you, don't bitch when you don't take advantage of what happened for you. Right, especially because it may not come back around again. And not saying from me, I'm just saying from God because He also He lets you know He hear what you're saying. So you got to pay attention to what you ask for. Because when you ask for it, you can't make no excuse about it. But then when it don't happen, you stuck with it.
And people get so upset, you know what I'm saying? But you got to realize this is like you say, you're asking for something, then you want to try to figure it out on your own. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be one of the biggest things I've learned about even with that is that faith. You gotta have that faith. You know what I'm saying? Because things don't happen when you want it to.
No.
It happens on time. It happens on time.
And it ain't even about doing something on your own. Everybody needs somebody to help them. It's something.
Even if it's just to listen sometimes. Conversation, just to listen.
If you've never been there and somebody, I'll give you a point. I always tell my sons this. when I tell them stuff and they don't get it, I said, listen, if I tell you to come this way and you go the other way, don't get mad because the road you went down got speed bumps, the traffic backed up, and all this shit. I gave you the route. I was the GPS to show you the shortcut. But if you want to go the long way around, don't bitch about going the long way around. That's because you didn't listen. Like, dude, you know what I mean? I'm telling you this to save you time. You're not fooling me. You fooling yourself. Yeah. I've lived the life you trying to live. Ain't nothing changed. There's nothing new under the sun. So why do you feel like you gotta hide or feel like you can't say what you want to say or do all these things when I'm trying to help you? Know when the people trying to help you, because if they don't give a shit about you, they're not gonna say nothing at all.
But you do what you do.
You see what I'm saying? So why make it hard for yourself and then you wait till it gets so bad, now you want to talk about it? No, you tell in the beginning. So we can help you in the beginning stages. You ain't fooling us no matter how cool you try to be or whoever try to be. We see it a mile away because we done already lived it. You see, I told him to take the paper off the fucking cigar. He's seeing it's getting close. You see he unraveling, he trying to do it smooth like anybody paying attention. But I see
I don't even know what you're talking about, brother.
he didn't want the glitter part. He tried to do it smooth.
4th of July.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Just know, people ain't gonna tell you nothing unless they give a shit about you.
And they just like, even after making that statement he just made, I have to be totally bastard, he right. But I'm just saying.
You know, right. That's it, man. People love you when they try when love is scolding, love is trying to help you, love is direction, love is guidance, love is all the things that's trying to get you to go in the right way. So if you choose to turn that down, that's on you. So don't bitch about it when it ain't going the way you in, because God gonna make you deal with it one way or another. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't get around certain things. Trust me.
Right.
If it's meant to be, you're gonna go through it to learn it. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the whole story of the around the mountain for 40 years. Make up your mind, because you're gonna have to start over. God gonna keep, and you can't tell God when you think you got it. No, you got to go through that whole choice and direction you made. You got to follow that path till it's done. That's your choice. I love sitting around older people who tell me some shit. I'm listening.
That's what I'm talking about. For real, exactly.
Like when we went to your sister's house and
my brother,
your sister was like, he probably talking tone ear to death. I'm sitting there like, no. Yep. Because I'm listening to everything he's saying, because
he doesn't experience certain things.
Look, I know how to be the age I am. I don't know how to be the age he is. So he's always there. So even if like I tell my son, even my dad tell me something, hey, he's been the age he had. I ain't made it there yet. Right. I gotta listen. Yep. You see what I mean? I gotta listen because he's already been there. So with our kids, you ain't been our age. We trying to tell you how to beat this scenario before it come to you.
Funny part about them is they think they being slick and the stuff they done, we done like you just said. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Shit, think about them right now. They wearing our gym shoes that came out in our era. Mm-hmm. Talking about these retros. No, them ours. Yep. Y'all don't make good shoes. You wearing our retros because y'all generation can't finish it.
You know the funny part about that is that you know the things that you're saying seriously is the same things that I be saying to people. Mm-hmm. Even you. Because you know stuff I done been through, you ain't been through yet.
Facts.
Tell me, have you got your AARP card yet?
Yep.
I like mine. I like it.
You trying to get me? I got mine here.
Ain't that a discount?
Sure. They don't know nothing about that. Don't make me pull out my wallet. The red and white one. The red and white one. Don't make me pull it out. You trying to ARP sun me. I'm just saying. I tried to get it. What you got next? You trying to ARP sun me? I got it. Mm-hmm.
Do you ever feel like you're taken for granted as a friend, as a partner, or a parent?
You know, anytime, look, every person feels that way in some way or another. And most of them feel that way if you ain't explained it to that person. Because some people ain't where you are. So they can't see what you see. So you can't take offense to it if you ain't explained it to them, if you ain't said nothing to them about it. You have to put that out there because he may know something I don't know. And he tells me, I got to soak that in and go, okay, damn, I didn't look at it like that. But if you think you know it all and you're a know it all, ain't nothing going to penetrate you anyway. You're going to go through that hard time anyway. So, what you think?
Yeah, I felt that way many times. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it goes like back to what you just said. Because I was one of those that I won't say anything, and I just allow myself to go through it. But at the same time, I'm mad because you figure like this person should understand it,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they do, but then a lot of times they don't because they've never experienced it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And like I say, that slogan, "A closed mouth don't get fed."
Boy,
listen,
that's the truth.
You have to listen. Think on this: if you pinch a motherfucker, and you keep pinching a motherfucker, and they don't say, "Ow, motherfucker, that hurt," stop. You don't know it hurt. You steady pinching them, playing until you go, "Hey, no." Some motherfuckers will take the pinch like it ain't bothering them, knowing it do. But when the motherfucker pinch, hey man, what the fuck you doing? I don't play like that. No, but it'll show. You know what I mean? It'll show. What else you got?
Especially I learned that you just hit him in the throat. You hit him in the throat, that way he won't eat no beer.
No, just like that, you just hit him in the head, it don't show up. They do an X-ray on the skull. Shit,
All right, it is GMS time.
Oh shit.
Grown man scenario.
Grown man scenario. GMS.
You can listen this time. You can listen this time.
I'm already grown man scenario. Your turn.
You've been grown for at least 30 minutes. Stop.
Damn. What's the GMS? He the first one to answer it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. A couple are dating, and the guy likes to treat his girl to 5-star restaurants.
You might want to answer that because I usually go to like Crystal.
Yeah, that's like a stick.
Okay, go sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, nothing but the best. Yeah. Every time they go,
let's stick with the candy head.
I love you, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Every time they go out, they have appetizers, drinks, and a full course meal.
Okay.
Now, when she treats him, they go to 2-star restaurants, or they're getting something like 2 for $25 or something like that.
Okay.
She says that she's on a budget and that she has goals. He feels unappreciated.
She ain't had goals when she was eating.
How can they resolve this issue and continue the relationship where he's feeling unappreciated, but at the same time she's trying to meet her goals?
Okay, this how you do it.
Now you gonna let Tone
you want first, or you want it?
You just said I was gonna go first.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead. My bad, because I was from custom. My bad.
That don't make no sense.
Okay, go ahead.
How do you do that? Well, I'm one of those guys where it's like, we can go to the 5-star because I'm gonna make sure that you got the best. You know what I'm saying? If she can't afford it, then that's understandable. But how can we resolve it? How can we make it better? I mean,
well, let me add in that
half and half. I mean, like to help her.
Well, he does say that she can't afford it because he said he knows her salary.
She can afford it.
He knows, so he.
You don't know. She's
like,
talking.
No, he's
She's talking to me. Go ahead.
So in his response, he did say that he knows that she can afford it because he knows how much she makes, and she makes a pretty decent amount. I think he said almost as much as he does.
Well, since he said that, I'm gonna say this. Well, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take her to 2-star restaurants too, and take myself to 5s. We cool, problem solved.
What we'll do is we just go to a grocery store, buy some groceries, let's go home and cook together.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
Because either way it go, we're together doing
right. But don't give me that I got goals, motherfucker. We both got goals. I
got goals and silver.
Yeah,
that don't mean nothing.
You trying to, motherfucker? You don't run game on me. We both gonna go.
No, because if
we going to Crystals.
I mean, seriously, because just like you got goals, well, I got goals.
Exactly, but she's saying that's her reason. She got goals, and that's the reason why she ain't spending. Well, goals ain't stopping your ass from eating.
Fair. That's not
fair. But no, I'm saying goals ain't stopping her from eating.
I'm just saying that's not fair.
Yeah, no, goals ain't stopping her from eating. Is
No.
Okay, well, guess what?
So if that's the case, then since she can't afford it, I know it sounds jacked up, but if that's the case, then let's just go Dutch and you pay for yours, I pay for mine.
Exactly.
And that way we're good.
Remember, she don't want to go to 5 stars, so we can go to Applebee's together.
Well, she didn't say she didn't want to go.
But that's my point. It ain't about. That's my point. That's selfish shit. So we finna go split this $25, 2 for $25. I got $12.50. What you got?
Amy got $12.50.
No, she gonna come with
we gotta pay taxes. So
add it up then.
$12.75.
$12.75. Yeah, look, I tried to uplift you to some exquisite shit, and you playing broke.
And that's the whole point. That's why I said she can get cheese on her crystal. Hey, y'all, we're really enjoying this. You know what I'm saying? I have to be honest. I like this. I like this, man.
But anyway, yeah, she's $12.50 a piece. Meet me at Applebee's. And yeah, look, and if you don't, if you don't look right, I may sit in the car and see what you look like. If it's the first date, I burn off on your ass.
I would never do that. I would go ahead and I would take it to the 5-star. I would take it to the 5-star. Afterwards we'll stop at the little convenience store. I'll tell them to go and get me a Pepsi. When she come out, I'll be gone.
Okay, I just go get the Pepsi. I ain't finna spend no $5.
No, that's what I'm saying. I just take it and say, go get me a Pepsi. When she come back, I'm gone. So anyway, that's all it was story.
So this your lady. She feels like
she's not my lady.
Yes, she is.
Listen, let me tell you something. If we listen, and you, as you being a woman, if you somebody's lady, you're not gonna treat that person that way, regardless of the point. So you ain't my lady if that's your mentality.
That's being selfish.
We just belly slapping buddies, because that ain't what a real woman does. A real woman want to see her man. Well,
is that belly slapping? That's a good one right there.
we ain't what you said. I had dreams and aspirations that we was gonna be more than we are. That's why I was taking the 5-star restaurant. Yeah. But if I got a rich mentality and your ass got a pro mentality, it's not gonna work. So Applebee's it is. As a matter of fact, I ain't gonna say Applebee's. We going to Waffle House and splitting a 3 pork chop meal.
Well, you know about that, but we're gonna be splitting them scattered chunk and whatever them damn potatoes is.
The hash browns.
That it. What else you got? That's it. Okay. We want to appreciate y'all again. We appreciate you.
All day, every day.
Thank you for watching Stick Talk. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share, notification.
Remember, we're going live. We're looking forward to the comments. We look any questions you got. You know what I'm saying? We're here. We're trying to respond. We're trying to make this thing do what it do. Remember now, from the ground up.
Hey, seriously, if you are watching these videos, listen, the like button is free. Comments, all that's free. It don't cost you nothing. We're trying to build something in here, and we appreciate y'all for taking time out of your busy schedule, out of your life, to spend time with us and see what we got to say. With that being said, A-T-O-N-E.
Tone Capone.
You didn't say his name. You switched. What's your name?
Tonius Caponius.
Word up. Peace.